Hi everybody, welcome to Smart Money with Emmy Hernandez.
No matter your age, it's never too late or too early to start thinking about making your money work for you. But where to start? That's why I'm here. I'm excited to lay out some key steps to help you save, grow, and invest your money in the smartest way possible.
You may think that estate planning or legacy planning is only for the rich. I disagree. And I can't wait to tell you more about it right here on Smart Money with Emmy Hernandez. You have worked hard all your life, accumulating wealth, and you probably want to make sure that when you passed away, you will leave all your assets to your family, friends, or some causes that important to you. But you know what? Without a proper documentation or planning, that may not happen according to your wishes. So, let me tell you how to do that. But before we get into that part, why is it so important to have this legacy planning? You may tell me like, hey Emmy, this my beneficiary, everybody, they're gonna get it anyway. Why don't just let them have it, the easy way and don't have to do anything? Have you heard this story about our several famous people that passed away without having any proper planning? Well, let me tell you about some of them, okay? If you remember, recently we heard about Aretha Franklin. She passed away recently without any will, without any planning. You know what happened? The four sons, she has four sons that listed themselves as the interest party in her estate, on her estate. And then her nieces also listed or request the court to be appointed as personal representative of the estate as well. So as you can see, there's going to be issues that are going to have to be working out, going to be court fees involved, maybe fighting within the family. This battle mean a lot of expenses, court, attorney fee, several expenses are going to go out there. And not only that, if you remember Michael Jackson's another person. He passed away in 2009. Until now, everything's still not sorting out with a lot of assets that still tangle out who have right to what and where and who's going to get paid. So that's also another court battle for that. Who else? James Brown. That's another person, passed away in 2006. You know what? After a decade of fighting, these things still going on in court. You talk about how much court fees and attorney fees already. Well, as an attorney too, I'm here. I would like to have that fee, but how much would be left for your beneficiary? That's to be determined. What about Jimi Hendrix? That's another person, the legendary singer, guitar player. You know what? He died back in 1970. And over 30 years of fighting, court battle, his estate finally settled in 2015. Long period of time to go through all that with all the fees and expenses. Now, even though you may say, hey, but those are people with big estate, that's not going to apply to me because I'm just, the ordinary person and the estate planning probably not for me. Even if the estate tax is not your issues. Okay, right now, as of 2018, you and I, individual like us, we have up to almost $11.2 million of estate tax exemptions, which mean we can pass on asset to the next generation within, as long as it's less than 11.2 millions, it's not going to be subject to any estate tax. Okay, so that's right. For us, this estate tax will not come into play. But even with that, other things such as probate, the time-consuming court fees, attorney fees, with that and probate procedure, with that should be enough to motivate you to do some proper planning as well. We're going to talk about a lot of things about planning this in this segment. I will tell you the key important document that you must have in order to avoid probate procedure, in order to make sure that your loved one gets what you want them to have. We're gonna go over some other planning issue for incapacitation as well, because even though when you here, but if something happened to you and you cannot making a decision for yourself, either by financially or for medical health issues, you will still need somebody to take care of those document or concern for you. Because otherwise, you know what? You go back to court again. And every time that you go back to court, there's always going to be costs involved, and everything that go through court procedure will become public. That's mean, yes, anybody can go into the courthouse asking to look at the records that you have, and they can know all about you. So you don't want, to be a conversation of your neighbor or something like that. So you probably want to have the privacy, so that way you try to stay away from court. So we're going to talk about power of attorney that can help you manage your documentation or your affairs when you're still alive but you're unable to do it on your own. We're going to talk about a will that will designate who receive what and how and when, what's the time concern on that distribution. And we're also going to talk a little bit about living trust as well. What's a different feature of living trust? How do you set it up? How you make sure that it will help you accomplish all the goals that you want. So besides the family fighting and cost and legal fee that can happen, I want to make sure that you understand that proper estate planning with documentation will avoid all this for you. Let's recap that we want to make sure that when you passed away, your wishes get done. You want to make sure that the asset got dispersed where you want it to be, how you want to be, in the orderly, timely manner, and also most cost efficient and tax efficient way. Remember, you want your loved one to think of you, remember you, and enjoy your legacy. Here, when we're talking about legacy planning, you want to leave them legacy. You want them to be happy when they think about you. Happy thought, not that when they think of you and they think about headache that they have to run to court and they have to be in front of the judges, to take care of the stuff and pay the attorney fees and all these unnecessary taxes and costs and fee unnecessary. So they're not going to be happy when they think about you, right? So don't end up like this celebrity that spend out all their fortune for these unnecessary costs. To be prepared, plan all your document, make sure that by the time that you leave, that you say goodbye or not, you're no longer here, everybody that receives something from you think of you with a smile on that face.